Hey, welcome to today's episode of Beach Boss Influencers Podcast. We're excited to be here. My name is Brandy Shaver, and I've got Fran here with me as well. And today we want to talk about what to look for when joining a network marketing company. Okay, so being in the industry for many, many years, there's things that you want to be aware of before joining a company. Because let's be honest, right, Fran, we don't necessarily want to put in all the work and time and effort if it's not going to be a thing we stick with, right?
No, and honestly, if I'd known some of these things when I first started network marketing, I probably wouldn't have joined my first company. I probably wouldn't have ended up in network marketing so it happens for a reason, but these things that we're going to share with you are super important to consider when it comes to joining a company or switching companies.
The number one thing that, well, I guess it's not number one. Like it's not like number one, look at this first. If this, doesn't fit, then move on, right? It's kind of a cumulative process, right? There's got to be different things in play that you want at the same time so that it happens the way you want it to happen, right? And the number one thing is to check into the company, right? Like the actual stability, the company, how long has it been there? You don't necessarily want to be in a company that's kind of scattered, right? We need a very strong leadership on the corporate side and very strong leadership on the field side. Okay. And what I mean by that is the company itself, right, has a few jobs. They're to ship products or provide the services, right? They are there to provide the websites and those kind of things. They're there to, do all of those business side of things. And then there's the field. That's the team you join, right? Like, how do they build? Do they build their teams online? Are they old school builders? Like, there's lots of different things that could be in play for that. And one of the things that we look for is someone that is building their businesses the way we want to build them and has the lifestyle we want when we get to that level. Does that make sense? And I'm going to give you an example because you might be like, okay, that's great, right? But I don't necessarily get it. In one of my companies, my upline, and they're incredible people, right? I love them. We're still friends, right? It's a great company, great leadership team, all those things. But they build old school, and so they're gone like basically 6-7 days at a time, right? They're traveling still. They're flying to different countries. They're doing meetings, and that's how I was taught how to build my business. Well, welcome to the new digital age. We don't necessarily need to be doing those kind of things, right? And for me to be gone, like I have kids, right? I have a husband. I don't have a wife that, sits home and waits for me to come home. I am the wife. So, it doesn't work out for me that way. So those are the kind of things that we want you to look for in that company piece and the team leadership. Fran, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, because going back to the first company that I joined, if I had thought of this when I looked at the person and the top leadership in that company, it was party plan. They were doing parties 3, 4, 5 times a week. They were driving hours every night. And I don't know why I thought I would be okay doing it, because I wasn't okay doing that. I really wasn't okay doing that. And yeah, it was something that, you need to think about, have a look at the leadership, have a look at how you're going to be taught to build. And is it in alignment with you? Are you going to be happy doing what you're going to be taught to do? Because if not, then take another look somewhere else, because it's not going to be a fit. And that's important.
I think too, and I'm the same way. I don't think I would have ended up in network marketing if I had known all these things, right? So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're like, man, maybe I'm in the wrong company, we just want to, just give you these things that we look for so that you can evaluate if and when you need to, look for a new company. If you're successful where you're at, if things are working out great, then just keep doing the do, right? But just wanted to add that. All right, Fran, what's number 2?
Number 2 is the products. Okay. The products, are they relevant? Are they right now products? So are they relevant in today's environment? Or are they kind of, I'm trying to think what the word is, like a flash in the pan product, something that is not going to be around for a long time. And also what is really, really important is, are they consumable? again, in my first company, there weren't consumable products. So I was always chasing, customers. Do you want to buy more stuff? Do you want to buy more stuff? Do you want to buy more stuff? Whereas if you get, if the company has products that are consumable, that your customers are going to get results with, and they're going to come back and buy them month after month after month after month, that you don't have to chase them. You just have to look after them, but you don't have to chase them for more orders, more orders, more orders. So the relevancy is important. Are they relevant now? In today's environment, is it going to be helpful to to your audience, consumable, and not something that might not be around, or is not going to be important enough for somebody to spend their money on every month? Okay. Sometimes there's some companies that may have products that are more luxury items, and something to really think about, now, as times get tight, and their, financial pressures, is people will prioritize what's, going to be important to them. And if your product is going to be important to them long term, they will continue buying it. If it is more of a luxury item, they may not. Now, there are always going to be buyers for luxury items. And if you're in a company that has luxury items and you're doing awesome, fantastic, I'm happy for you. That's great. But if you're thinking of joining a company like that, think about it. Okay.
Yeah. Just give it a little thought, right?
Give it a little thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really good tip. So number 3 is systems that duplicate. So everything in network marketing has to be duplicatable, right? And I know many of you English Nazis are going to tell me it's duplicable, but
no,
I don't care. Duplicatable, it's all the same thing, right? I actually looked it up once because somebody told me that duplicatable wasn't a word. So anyway, duplicable. All right. So you've got to have a system that somebody that's brand new, right? Brand new. Like, let's say I enroll today and I'm brand new, never done network marketing before. I don't even know what the products do or anything. And I'm just excited. What do I do right now first to get results? And a system does not mean you flying to that person and doing a home meeting and teaching them how to invite and all those things, right? It needs to be something quick. They need to build their belief in what we're doing in network marketing, right? Belief in the products, belief in the upline, belief in the company, all those things. And the fastest way to do that is to get them some quick wins. And we prefer, obviously, to build on social media than we do in person. So those quick wins are, a quick curiosity post that you can put up to get customers. But you have to know how to do that in the right order to get those new people results, right? So it's important that you put systems in to duplicate. And if you don't have those in what you're doing, you just have to be aware that you're probably going to have to build that out for your own team, right? So for me, if I had a choice, when I was looking at building online and, changing the way I wanted to do things in my network marketing company, I wanted a system where I could tell Fran, hey, Fran, go watch this video and let's jump on a quick call and I'll answer your questions and we'll get to work, right? And so I wasn't saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. But if I had to choose between a company and a team that had those things in place and they had what I wanted and building the way I wanted versus building it out myself, which one makes more sense, right?
Absolutely.
So it makes more sense to plug into one that's already done. But when I started, I didn't have an option. We had to build our own system. So
yeah, we always say, and you've heard the saying many times, you don't want to give your team the fish. You want to teach them how to fish. So you want to make your team resourceful. And if you're having that system in place is so important. I've been there where I have been literally breastfeeding all of my team and being there and being the person, being that go-to person. You want the system to be the go-to person. You're just there to support. So yeah, great point.
Yeah, it's really, really important because you'll burn out. And think about, let's say that, I enroll Jenny and then Jenny enrolls Fran and Fran enrolls, Kelly, and Kelly enrolls like 400 people, right? And that 400 person at the end of that whole entire line is getting the same training from the same system because it's a system that duplicates, right? So you want to just make sure, have you guys ever played that game where you sit in a circle and you tell a secret to the person next to you? And then by the time it gets all the way around, it's like, doesn't even resemble what you even said, right? To the first person. That is a really, really sucky system, right? You've got to have it where it's, it's really spot on. So that person 400 levels below you is getting the same training and they can plug in. And that's true duplication.
Yeah.
True duplication when you can do that.
And it gives those people who join confidence to enroll more people because they don't need to be the expert because they've got a system that they can plug people into. So another point that I thought of. So the fourth thing, and the main reason that we do this is to make money, right? I'm not going to beat around the bush. So you want a compensation plan that is going to pay you, whether you're getting customers, is going to pay you, that is going to pay you well to build your business and duplicate and go down. Whether you're getting customers, pay you, to rank advance, maybe even pay you to keep that rank. That would be awesome. So I know there are some compensation plans out there that do that, but you want a compensation plan that is going to pay you and pay you well. I had something in my head that I was going to say and it's gone straight out of my head, but have you got anything else you want to add to the compensation?
Yeah, let me just I'll add this while you're thinking up whatever was, flying around in your brain. But if you think about it, right? Like in corporate America, okay, you make a certain salary in that company, okay, and it's awesome, right? Doing well, blah, blah, blah. Then you maybe get headhunted by another company because of the amazing job you're doing, and they plan on paying you double, right? So which company are you going to choose? I can guarantee you that if it was Nate and I, and we had to make that decision for our family from, working, what he's doing, blah, 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 to getting paid double, more than likely we would probably be moving, right? Like that's just how it would work. So for some reason in network marketing, we're so attached to, the products or our loyalty. Maybe it's loyalty, to that company. Or
you get these handcuffs, you get these golden handcuffs. Yeah.
It's like these golden handcuffs, right? And you just really want to pay attention to the compensation plan, because when I first started in network marketing, the company, and I was like Fran, I fell in love with the products. They asked me if I wanted to get a discount, right? That's the whole reason I got involved in network marketing, is because I get my products half off. And then I just started sharing them because I love them so much. So, I started to build a team. And then from there, I got, addicted to the whole process of helping other people and those kind of things. But when I got started in that company, and then I later moved to another company, that first company, I was only making half the percentage that I'm making now, right? So it wasn't very smart to just jump in and go for it, right? Like think about long term what the difference is in the pay. So compensation is important, and you want to make sure too that it's not just about enrolling, that you can also get paid really well on getting customers, right? That's the whole point of having a team and a customer base and building in a network marketing company, is because products move and people get paid. So you want to make sure that they pay generously for both sides of the deal. Now, obviously the company can't give you 100% of that sale, right? Like it's kind of a give and take between you and the company, but you want to get the best deal you can get as far as compensation plan. So
yeah, and that's what I thought of, that you don't have to jump through hoops in order to rank advance, in order to earn bonuses, in order to earn the money, because so often, in my first company, in fact, as I grew, I lost half the team, and I lost half the,
like all those breakaways.
Yeah. And, these are things to look at and think about. Are there hoops that you need to jump through to rank advance? Are there hoops that you need to jump through to get paid? And as you grow and as you rank advance, is your check going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger? Yeah, but not big.
Expand.
Going to keep expanding, or are you going to have to work harder and harder and harder to earn the money because that you're getting these breakaways? So
yeah, the breakaways are something to really pay attention to. And if you haven't asked that question before, when you're looking at enrolling or changing companies or whatever, just straight up ask them, like, where are the loopholes and what are the breakaways? Before you actually sign on the dotted line. Because if you go in with education, okay, this is how it works, and I'm okay with that, that's, then that's okay. But when you get to that point, I remember for me in my first company, I was building out to a certain volume, and I didn't realize that once I hit that volume and I created another person like me, so it was like true duplication. So we were at the same rank, right? And then I moved up because her entire team volume went away.
Yes.
As soon as she hit that rank, it's called a breakaway. As soon as she hit that same rank as I did, all of that volume now only went to her, and I was left with like nothing. And I'd spent all this time helping her build, this team, because that's what I was taught to do, right? Like that's I wasn't aware that I needed to be building a new team underneath me as well as building, her. And you think how exhausting that could get, right? You're like, you just keep building up that to that rank, and then it breaks away, and then you got to go do it over again, right? Like, I mean, I guess if you're aware of it and you're fine with it, it's fine. But if not, think about it, right?
And one other one other thing I want to add, because have a look if it's a binary or a uni-level compensation plan, because again, one of the companies I was in was a uni-level compensation plan. We're all well and good, and I was earning well, but as I looked at rank advancing, as you get to the top ranks, you have to have so many active legs. It was very difficult. I'm not going to say it was impossible, because people did it and people are doing it, but it was really difficult to keep all those legs active. So if you got to have 6 or 7 legs active at the very top ranks, you get the one leg active, and then you get to go to the next leg, get that one active, and by the time you get to the 7th leg, the first leg has dropped off, and you constantly chasing
volume.
Yeah, chasing volume all the time. So
one thing too for me that I want to add quickly here is be aware whether your volume flushes or banks. Yes. That was something I wasn't aware of when I first got started either. And when, in one of my companies, it flushed. Like every month it would flush and I would start over, right? Think about banking that volume up to a certain point. It's just a benefit, right? For you that you're not doing that work and not getting paid on it. So flushing is an important thing to have a discussion about too before you jump into a company. All right, the next one is timing. So for us, timing in a company is a huge thing, right? There's over 1,500 new network marketing companies that pop up every year, and everybody gets so excited to be first, right? Like, I'm so excited. Well, guess how many companies actually make it 5 to 10 years later, right? It's less than 5%. We don't actually want or look for a startup company. It's not what we're looking for. We look more for that it's, it's got a stable foundation, that it's in a place where it's going to grow, right? We don't want to also get in a company that's already did its big bang, right? Everybody knows about it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get into those companies and make really great money and do really well in an older company and a newer company. I'm saying it's just something that we look at, right? So there's lots of pros and cons to getting in a startup, and it all goes fabulous, right? The stars align and everybody loves it, and it, it goes and it lasts for, I don't even know, 50 years, right? Think about a lot of the original companies. That's kind of how they worked. And then, you look at the older companies and you're like, I don't know, everybody kind of knows the big A word. I'm not even going to say it, right? But you could get into that company today and still make a significant income. It all boils down to your work ethic and how bad you want it. That's really what it boils down to. But timing is important for us. We like somewhere in the middle with a little bit of stability, but not, a 50 to 100-year-old company, because if we have to talk to our neighbors or, run into somebody online and they're already using the products and love them.
Yeah,
it's kind of harder, to get them to buy or get them to join us where, everybody already knows about it. So,
yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that, Fran?
No, I think we covered that. And the next thing that you kind of started covering already is, is a stable company. So is the company stable, and do they have a long-term growth plan? So number one, have they been around for 5 to 10 years? Okay, at least 5 years. I wouldn't look at a company that's been around less than 5 years. So, is it stable? Is it financially stable? Okay. And, do they have a plan, a growth plan? Maybe if they are just in a few countries, do they have a plan to expand to other countries, but not expand so fast that the company will go under, or that they can't support those countries? But do they have a plan to, in 2 years' time, we're going to expand to Canada, and then we're going to expand to Europe? But it's got to be a stable growth plan, which is important. And is the company stable? Do we want to cover the shiny object syndrome?
Oh, yes, we did want to talk about that. Yeah, go ahead, Fran.
So we're talking about changing companies or joining another company, and ultimately your success is down to you. So often, as coaches, we see students and they change company, and then they change company, and then they change company, and within 3 years they've joined 5 different companies, or maybe they're building 5 different companies at the same time. And if you're always chasing that shiny object, your success is ultimately down to you, okay, and down to what you do and how you build, okay, and the action that you take and the discipline that it takes to build your business. And so if you are always looking outside for, okay, well, this is the next best thing, and you forever changing companies and, buying different courses and doing all the things and not seeing the success, I would take a step back and look inside and think, okay, like, what am I doing? Okay, am I taking the action? Am I being disciplined in what I'm doing? Or am I just thinking, okay, well, if I start that company, then I'm finally going to see success. But actually, it may be down to you.
Yeah, I really think that that's important because a lot of people, in this affiliate world, like when we say affiliate, right, we can share different products, different things, those kind of things, and we can get some sort of kickback from it, right? Like you can share whatever and get a kickback. There's lots of ways you can be affiliate, right? So some people are like, well, network marketing is like affiliate. You could be with a bunch of different companies. We're not saying that you can't share a bunch of different products, right, with a bunch of different people and, and have an income from those things. We're saying to build a network marketing team, a successful network marketing team to the top. I think I actually only know one person, and I know a lot of people in the network marketing industry. I only know one that built a very successful network marketing company, retired from that company, still receives like a check from that company, but they don't actively build over there anymore. Like they pushed, retire on that piece and then moved and built a new company. But they didn't build both of those things at the same time, right? Like that was like years and years and years of building that network marketing company, hitting the retire button, collecting that check, and then moving to somewhere else and making, creating another income stream. I personally, to build two different teams, two different companies, all those things, it's just distracting. And the normal human behavior is a confused mind does nothing. So if you want a bunch of shiny object people in your team, right, the fastest way to really hinder your success would be to build two companies at the same time. And that's my opinion, right? Like,
well, and if you look at any top leaders, like we don't know a single top leader who's actively building two companies or more. You will not find one. And I want you to imagine that if you, you join somebody who is building two companies, all right, and then you think, okay, well, this person's going to be here to support me. This person's like is my go-to person that's going to support me, that's going to help me with enrollment conversations, that's going to help me build my business and achieve my dream. And then all of a sudden you see them building another company. You think, well, like they're not loyal to their team because they're building two companies. And if you're doing it, like somebody comes to you, they want to enroll. We think, well, are they going to enroll with XYZ company or they're going to enroll with ABC company? Like, where am I going to put them? It doesn't work. It really doesn't work.
Makes it harder. And it gets messy, right? When you think about your downline, like, for instance, for me, if I went to an upline, let's say I wanted to join a new company, I went to an upline and they're building in two different companies. For me to expose my audience to that, like, it's not good, right? Like, it's just, like I said, a confused mind does nothing. So that's it for the tips, Fran, of today's episode. So exciting stuff. Of course, you can always drop us a note if you need more info on that kind of thing or have questions around that. And you can also get more on how to build online if you need those tips as well, somewhere, wherever this is going to be. Yeah, there'll be a link for you. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.